use some healing.
Wait, what's that? Is that a monk? I can be a monk in this game too? Oh, sweet! Stand back and marvel at the strength of the white tiger. Here you are, captivated by my intricate dance and a display of martial artistry unlike anything you've ever seen before. Well, you have been deceived. For behind the mask of this seemingly ascended being is a man, pissed drunk on storm-stout brew, flailing his arms and legs left and right with no imaginable coordination whatsoever, but by some ungodly science it appears to be working for him, and with it, he is putting out some mad deeps. It's just... where's my chi burst? Why am I so slow? What do you mean I have no mobility? What kind of monk doesn't know how to roll? I should be dashing and spinning and blowing bubbles and breathing fire. What are all these balls? I fight with balls now? What have you done, Blizzard? Oh, what's this? What is this feeling? No. I feel the warmth of the iris washing over me. I don't want it. I don't even have any beer. I'm not sure I can get used to this omnic style of monkery. But damn it, I'll try. Seems like a nice enough guy. Alright, so what are we working with here? We've got a big stack of orbs here, and everything we do seems to revolve around these orbs. We live and die by the balls. Well, in this case, Farah, we live and you die. Perhaps I can get used to this after all. So, what am I exactly? Damage? Kind of. Healer? Tank? Okay, let's not get overboard. You are an aggressive support who does a fair share of healing and brings a bunch of damage to the team. You don't excel at either of those categories over any of the other picks. However, you are a hybrid who can bring a bit of both. And being such a fragile character at 150 health with no mobility, he's a very delicate choice, and is quite dependent on team comms, both yours and more so your opponent's. I'll go into more detail on that as we progress through the abilities, but for now the brief version is that Zenyatta is a good pick alongside one major healer, meaning a Lucio or a Mercy. He is good against healthier teams with multiple tanks, and he's weak to lightweight enemies that will easily flank him. Now, to start getting a little deeper with that, I think the best place to begin is with Orb of Harmony. It's a very simple move to execute. You simply look at a friendly, you click Orb of Harmony, and you'll automatically throw the orb at them to start healing them up over time. Orb of Harmony also has no cooldown, meaning you can bounce it around your teammates as often as you'd like, and as a single target heal, it is most comparable to Mercy's Beam. So just how does it compare? Zenyatta's Orb of Harmony heals at a rate of 30 health per second. Mercy's Beam heals at a rate of 50 health per second. As you might have expected, Mercy's heal wins in that department. But a key difference is that Mercy, while healing, is completely preoccupied. Zenyatta can simply pass his healing orb and continue to fight on, giving quite a contribution. The other problem with Mercy is that she has to be in the thick of things and attached to her target. But Zen can launch his healing orb from up to 40 meters away, meaning it's a little less conditional and making it so that Zen doesn't have to expose himself too much to heal. However, it is not entirely as fire and forget as it may seem. Not anymore. The Orb of Harmony will automatically be returned to Zenyatta if his target has broken line of sight with him for more than 3 seconds. Meaning you can't just plant this on a Tracer or a Genji and have them dash around the map at their own free will, doing whatever the hell they like with a permanent heal on them. This used to be the case, and it was deemed far too strong. You now have to maintain a frequent look on your target. And since we're talking healing, we should probably stick with that and go straight to the ultimate, Transcendence. Transcendence is an enormous healing circle around Zenyatta with a 10-meter radius, and anyone within the ring of healing will be healed for a colossal amount, which unfortunately I'm reading different numbers on. Some say 100 health per second, and others say 180. Whatever it is, it's a huge amount, and there's very few things that'll outdamage Transcendence. As Zenyatta will channel it for 6 seconds, and during that time he will be immune to all damage, but he can still be knocked around or pulled by a hook. I must confess, it's extremely hard to get the best use out of Transcendence without popping it too early, or leaving it too late and having your friends die. Or yourself, that's bad too. The first thing you can do is make a note of who you're against and try and gather some information from that. What sudden turning points or damage spikes can you expect from them? Xayah is a good place to start. Xayah is everywhere at the moment, and probably will be if nothing changes. And being caught in a black hole is a good place to pop Transcendence in. You can keep your team topped off through a Blizzard, through Tactical Visor, through Molten Core. Any kind of sustained and constant ticking damage makes for a good time to transcend. Outside of ultimates, it's up to you to use your best discretion on when to pop it to just simply prevent your team from going down to pure damage, or for the purposes of attacking and making a push, then to simply give your team no concerns about dying and giving them the chance to run in and hammer away without fear. As I said, it's very rare you'll get the perfect Transcendence that's so clutch that it'll put a raw 1000+ healing in one ult. However, it often does enough in the safety it provides. It's a 6-second shelter, and that's a lot of time in a team fight to be cushioned from damage. Fortunately, Zenyatta is a fighter as well as a healer, and both your healing and fighting will charge your ultimate, and since you do some considerable damage provided you can land it, you can build up your ultimate fairly quickly and pull off a decent number of Transcendence casts per game. But as this team fight may have demonstrated, landing these shots is no easy task. There will be many whiffs, but Jesus, the ones that hit make the whole challenge worthwhile. So, Orb of Destruction. 45 damage? You got excited about 45 damage on a projectile this difficult to hit? I don't think we're ready to talk about Orb of Destruction yet. Not without talking about Orb of Discord.
There is chaos within you.
Oh, well that's a little better, yeah. What's that, 50% extra damage taken? So we went from 5 body shots down to 3 on a 200 health target. That's pretty good. Orb of Discord is cast exactly like Orb of Harmony, except you cast it at an enemy, and that enemy will take 50% more damage from all sources, meaning your damage, your allies' damage, and in the rare cases of silliness, self-damage. Same deal, you have one Orb of Discord, it has no cooldown, you can throw it up to 40 meters away, and it will be returned to you if the target is out of line of sight for over 3 seconds. It will also be returned to you if the target pops an immunity such as Reaper's Wraithform, Tracer's Recall, or Xayah's Bubbles, but this is little more than an inconvenience to you since with no cooldown, you can just reapply it again afterwards. Orb of Discord is one of the most powerful abilities in the whole game, and it is absolutely, undeniably, unquestionably, the big reason a team will ever want a Zenyatta on it. The damage dealers in this game will deal their damage much more reliably than Zenyatta ever will, and the other healers in this game will heal better than Zenyatta ever will, and with stronger, more reliable ultimates. But Orb of Discord is completely unique. The debuff just crushes opponents, and it means that Zenyatta is worth a lot more damage to the team overall that his Orbs of Destruction alone would ever indicate. So coming back to Orb of Destruction, there are 2 modes of fire, and the primary fire is a single shot worth 45 damage, but we should always assume that the person you're shooting at will have Discord on them, so it's worth 67.5 damage. That's pretty good, and it's barely enough to make it so that 3 body shots will kill a 200 health target. And you could take it so much further. I highly recommend aiming for headshots. A headshot on a discorded target is worth a devastating 135 damage. The Altfire instead will charge up and bank 5 orbs that you can let loose in a quick flurry after 2 seconds of charging up. Oh, he must have felt so safe with 500 health, but no. The Altfire has some very niche uses for burst purposes. Useful for turning a corner with in a situation where you can't really afford to just stand out in the open and to take single pot shots. But beware that these charged orbs are worth slightly less damage than usual, being worth only 35 as opposed to 45. Still a respectable amount. As if the single shots weren't hard enough to use already, the Altfire is even trickier and requires more precision, but the situations where it's useful are few and far between, and you won't be using it nearly as often as the main fire. Now, even in a game where you miss a ton of your attacks with Zenyatta, you will still make a fine contribution to the team as long as you're painting enemies with Discord consistently. You'll already be worth a lot of damage that way. However, landing your attacks is just so much better, not only for the purposes of contributing to kills, but also for building up your ultimate faster and for more frequent uses. It's hard to really advise on how to hit projectiles, but what helped for me is I took my perception of what I thought would make an accurate shot, and then I take that lead on the target, and I take it even slightly further ahead. I give a very generous lead on my shots with Zenyatta, and since I started doing that, I found that I land a lot more orbs than I used to, and I figure they're kind of deceptive and don't travel as fast as I initially thought. The other thing to keep in mind, of course, is the size of the target, and you want to be playing Zenyatta into big teams with big targets and big health pools. Tanks, Mei, Reaper, Bastion, they all sport the advantage of having high health pools, but Discord cuts that advantage down by a lot, not to mention that these are the kinds of heroes who are not lightning fast, and they will not race around the map to catch you out in the manner that Tracer and Genji will. So yes, it's a very different kind of monk life over here in Overwatch, but I must confess it is beginning to grow on me. The question remains the same. Why do we fight? Well, the answer largely remains the same. To protect those around us, to preserve balance, and to bring harmony. With Overwatch comes one extra bullet point, and that is, why do we fight? To cut down these fucking tanks. I've got you in my sights now, Reinhardt. Your flimsy shield will not protect you forever. You looked down upon me with nothing but disrespect, a puny omnic, so easily disposed of. And now, well, your confidence shatters and doubt plagues your mind. Watch and regret as I ascend to a greater plane, and I shall laugh as you are consumed by the pits of chaos below. Wait, what are you doing up there? Wait, why am I the one falling down into the pits? You were not the one chosen to be ascended. It was supposed to be me! Fuck you. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.